The top story this evening, Railway Minister Piyush Goyal has torn into the Uday Kotak-led panel's report on corporate governance. Speaking exclusively to Shireen Bhan at the World Economic Forum's India Economic Summit, Goyal said the report has gone completely off the mark. Now, the minister slammed the move to include educational qualification for members on a company's board, saying education alone cannot make one a domain expert. Goyal also questioned the move to allow company boards to choose the independent directors. He said this would lead to companies appointing more yes men.
Yesterday, we've had the Uday Kotak Committee on Corporate Governance bring out its report saying that people who are qualified to be on corporate boards, have the domain expertise of that particular industry, etc., should be the ones who represent corporate boards. But, you know, this mindset that it has to be the lowest bidder, irrespective of whether they have the expertise, they have the competency, they have the skill. I mean, is it not time that we look for reimagining this template, reinventing this template for a better India?
Well, first of all, since you alluded to Uday's report, let me also tell you that I think he's gone completely off the mark here.
He's gone off the mark? Why?
That's right, and I'll explain why. I became the power minister of this country. I didn't know the P of power or the C of coal. And renewable energy was the farthest thing from my mind when I became a minister. IAS officers all over the country, many of them have done illustrious jobs. I don't think they have some domain expertise in what Sridharan didn't know what a metro looks like when he became the metro man of India. So, I mean, I don't think very often I tell people when they come to me and they say that, you know, this company doesn't have experience in manufacturing pipes, for example. We can't buy from them. I said, there is a process to determine if the pipes that they manufacture are good or bad. You do tensile testing. There are all sorts of testing available. But if everybody takes that mindset, he'll never be able to get into business. So Make in India or entrepreneurship and Startup India can be history from tomorrow. To my mind, you have to encourage diversity of opinion, diversity of experience. So if I'm running a steel unit, and I've run a steel unit, forgings, I didn't know a damn all of that. I'm a chartered accountant, right? So businessmen are supposed to keep their accounts honest and correct. Businessmen are, maybe if it's an engineer doesn't know what... Dhirubhai Ambani probably never went beyond a certain basic level of education. So I think there's a completely wrong thinking. Just education doesn't make a man any great or any expert in the field. And the most educated people run some of the biggest frauds that have happened in this country.
So is that the only reason why you feel that he's gone off the mark? Or do you think other
Since you raised that, I have not even gone into all the details. There are many things good, many things which I think are inappropriate. There's a good idea that a woman director should be compulsory. Great idea.
And an independent director.
That's also a good idea. But since you're raising the point, I can labor whatever little I've read on the television screen. He also spoke about the board themselves should decide, the independent directors. Now, frankly, this is what is already happening. There's nothing rocket new in that. But that is where the problem is. When I run my board, I choose people who are going to be yes men, who are going to listen to me, or going to go by what I say, and that's going to be my board. But that's the whole problem, the base problem is that only. So what he's recommending is that I get to choose who will be on my board, who are convenient for me to be on the board. So anyway, we are not discussing Uday's report. I'll talk to him tomorrow maybe about it. But the bigger issue is...
He just got a preview.
Yes, he did get a preview.
But Uday has been like a mentor for me for 25, 30 years. I love him. And therefore, I can take the liberty, and he takes the same liberty with me. When I go wrong, I know that Uday is there to tell me you're doing something wrong here.
And